Hello, welcome back to our tutorial. So as it is now, we'll be um, discussing about fping. In this tutorial, I will show you how to identify active hosts on a network using fping in Kali Linux. So, and combine it with nmap for deep network resonance. So let's get started. As it is now, we're going to check if fping is installed on our system. So that is when you run this command fping minus v. In my own case, it shows I have fping version 5.1. so if you don't have fping on your machine, you can go ahead and type sudo app update, and you go on by installing the fping on your machine. So the second step now is this. We'll identify your network range. This I've done it here. Identifying your network range is either you go with IPA or you go with IP router. In this case, I went with IP router, and as you can see, my default IP is there and my subnet is there. So look at your own IP address and subnet. For example, if your IP address is 192.168.1.10 with a subnet of 192.168.1.0/24, then we can go ahead and scan the range. You understand? So by doing that, the range will be 192.168.1.10 through 192.168.1.255. So let's discover the active host with our fping. As you can see, that is my IP address, my subnet actually. Fping minus a minus g, then the IP address, and how I wanted it to show. So as you can see, this is the output of the active host on my network. In your own case, it might be more than this, it might be this as well. So this is how the outlook will look like when you run your command. So this command that we run, the -a option, display only active hosts only. We don't need much, we don't need to start figuring what is what. So the -g option generates the IP range. You understand? -a display only active, -g generates the IP range. Then the other one, which is the 2 square, or is it 2 square, /dev, and no, that one hide unnecessary error message, because we don't need to start figuring out what is what and all of that. You understand? So that figure that one out, and this is the output of our active host. So if yours is showing like this, congratulations, we have successfully identified active host. So now, to save this active host to a file, instead of writing down IP addresses manually, let's save them by running this command. I believe you all know what -a and -g means. So we'll save it like this to create a file called livehost.txt. This livehost.txt contains our active host on our network. I don't know why it's taking time, but this live host that we just created, it has saved. It's saved now. So we are moving on. Like I said, it contains all our active devices. So to view the file, to check if what we save is actually there, what you're going to do is by running a command, which is cat space live underscore host dot txt. This will actually show us what we have in our live host. Yeah. So now we have our active device shown, as you can see. So this is a simple way of saving our active device. Are you getting? So now if you want to scan active host with nmap for deep understanding, we're going to run nmap -x v -il live host dot txt. What happened here is this: -xv performs service version detection, so you don't get lost when you are trying to run your own, while -il capital letter tell nmap to read target from the file. I hope you understand what I'm saying. XV performs service version detection. -il tells nmap to read target from the file. So nmap will identify service such as SSH, HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, SMB, and display their version. That is what nmap will identify. What I just mentioned now, nmap will identify the SSH, HTTPS, HTTP, FTP, SMB, and they will display their version. So to perform more detailed scan, I'll actually write it out, because it seems my machine is actually still loading. Yeah, so for me not to waste most of our time, I'll write it out. So to perform more detailed scan, what you have to do is to run a command called nmap -xc space -xv -il then livehost.txt. This command runs default nmap scripts. It detects service version. It provides useful information about the target system. Are you getting? So this command actually provides what I just discussed now, what I just mentioned now. So you may discover server banners, configuration details, security related information. Are you getting? So these are the things you may discover when you run this command here. So to save our results for documentation and reporting, are you getting? You have to document what you are doing. Like I usually say, documentation is very important in cybersecurity. So to save your scan results, what you have to do is to run nmap -xc in capital letter -xv -il then livehost.txt -on scan_results.txt. I'm going to write it out for you to see. So now all findings are stored in a text file for later review. All files are stored in all texts are stored in the file, for later review. So for a quick recap before I call this a day, let's quickly review the process. The first thing that we did here is to identify our network range. Like I said, identifying your network range will give you will lead you to what you want to do next. your IP address, your subnet, and how you can go about it. So the secondly is using fping to discover active hosts. Using fping to discover active hosts. Third thing that we did is to save our active hosts into a file. Then the fourth thing is using nmap to scan those hosts for open ports and services. So in most cases, if you are trying to scan for open ports, you might see you definitely see something that is more bigger than what I just explained here. So don't be panic. Nmap will actually run everything for you. So finally is to save your result for analysis and reporting. So this workflow is commonly used during network assessment, vulnerability assessment, and penetration testing engagement, because it is fast, efficient, and focused only on systems that are actively online. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next cybersecurity tutorial. Thank you. It's actually still loading, but thank you for watching. I believe you can do this on your own now. See you in the next class. Bye.